Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is Mando Predator. If you guys are here on the channel, do me a favor, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I make awesome content, movie, TV show talk, gaming, reaction videos, and others. So today we're going to be doing a reaction video, and today's video we're reacting to is Disney is destroying Star Wars by Star Wars Theory. He's basically like this YouTuber content talks about all Star Wars content and everything, so we're going to check it out. All right, and I'll break down some things about it.
You wonder why Star Wars is in such a state where no one is interested anymore. Nobody gives a crap.
Just so you know, a lot of people are not really interested into Alien versus Predator movies because I'm a big fan of those, like, for those.
We would be honored if you would join us.
The Kenobi Show, you know, is a show that we had been waiting for, arguably. No, not, you know what? Screw arguably. It was the most important show that Star Wars could ever have released after George sold it to Disney. We got Dark.
I mean, it was a great. I would say it's a cool show. I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I kind of say it was okay and everything for this show, but it did all right. Even though George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney like years ago was a big mistake, obviously.
Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. We got Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, as well as Luke Skywalker and Leia. Literally the main characters of Star Wars, the most important part, time, everything. And what kind of a budget does it get? It gets not even less than Andor, which I think had like 130 million or 110 million or maybe even more than that.
What is the budget for Andor? I have to look it up. Like, the budget for Andor. Budget for Andor. All right, got it. Budget of a Disney Plus series Andor has estimate of $250 million for 12 episodes or $20 million per episode. Wow. This is the most expensive Star Wars TV show yet. Expensive than the Obi-Wan and Halo, but less expensive than the Lord of the Rings. Wow. I did not expect that. Back to the video.
What was the budget for Andor? Hold on here before I even get ahead of myself.
Seriously?
This game, you're not.
You guys are going to see such a more real side of me as we push into 2024 because I'm fed up. I'm really tired. I'm really fed up. People that don't like me already don't like me. People that love me already love me. And I'm here.
Even though I don't like it, I still watch you, okay?
Here for you guys, and I'm not here for anyone else. At the end of the day, I'm here for George Lucas. I'm here for Star Wars. I'm here for myself. And
you didn't even do anything for Star Wars. You didn't even help with Disney writing like Star Wars scripts and stuff. Come on.
Star Wars used to be. Let's get a few things out of the way. Not everything that Disney has created is total garbage. Maybe, 80, 90%. But there is that 10% that is actually really amazing. Mandalorian Season 1 and 2.
Obviously.
Tales of the Jedi. The Clone Wars Season 7. Rebels. Ahsoka up until episodes 7 and 8. But what I'm trying to say is, not everything that has been created under Disney's umbrella was garbage. Now, mind you, those things were created by...
Just, if they ever make an Heir to the Empire and then make, like, Heir to the Empire by Dave Filoni and then starts doing, like, The Last Command, if they ever plan to match Thrawn's death, like in the Timmy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy books, I'll be okay with that.
Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. But I digress. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the most important Star Wars project since Disney purchased Lucasfilm from George Lucas in 2012. And it gets the lowest budget of any Star Wars show to date. She-Hulk gets a better budget than Obi-Wan? Frick.
I stopped at that episode when I watched the She-Hulk. I thought this would have been fun to watch, but after looking, I'm like, why did I even watch this? I just had to stop.
Being She-Hulk. I mean, what the hell, man? Like, who is making these decisions up there? I'm sorry to make this kind of video, dude, but honestly...
I don't know, the screenwriters or something? Probably the screenwriters or something.
So, like, who is making those decisions up there? You wonder why Star Wars is in such a state where no one is interested anymore. Nobody gives a crap. It's because of shit like this. And you know what? The budget wasn't even the biggest problem of the show. You have
It was just the screenwriting and everything. It wasn't just the budget problem, like story writing or something like that. Like, it just happens to like all series and movies sometimes. Sometimes it can be like the budget, but mostly screenwriting and everything. Like if you ever watch Alien 3 and stuff, if you remember watching the old teaser trailer back in the 90s where the movie originally was going to take place on Earth, and then there was the news there has been so many screen drafts of it, and then there was like a William Gibson one. They had to redo the screen draft so many times, and then they finally got one, and David Fincher directed that movie, and then the movie came out so bad because even David Fincher didn't like how he did it. And I don't even know why, if he didn't like the movie, and why did he even direct the movie and stuff.
And films, you have fan fictions that have like no budget, that have like the budget of an internet connection and a computer, that honestly garner more attention and love than the garbage writing and directing that flew into the Kenobi show. You have the most important characters in Star Wars. Not only that, you're bringing back Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor.
I haven't seen Hayden Christensen in a while. Now he's coming back in like the Obi-Wan series. Now we're seeing him. I did love seeing him in the Ahsoka series. That was cool.
Get Jimmy Smits, everybody else. You're bringing back the goats, okay? The original, well, the prequel trilogy. That was the original. Yeah. The OGs, man. The OGs from the prequels, okay? And you not only, give a crap script, you get people that don't know what the hell they're doing when it comes to writing the stories and the characters that George built and created. You regress them. You focus on Reva. You make chasing Leia literally like the most impossible thing to find a 9-year-old or 10-year-old. And above all, you have open-handed...
Okay, for the character and stuff, Reva, I'm not going to hate on... Let's just support the actors in this and stuff. Like that, I forgot the actress's name and stuff. But I know there's been so much hate on her and stuff because there's so much racial hate on this, and it really pisses me off a lot when there's like people hating on the actors and actresses in these like films and stuff and I'd say they did a pretty good job on this with new characters and stuff.
The combat from a civilian against stormtroopers. I mean, look, stormtroopers suck, but they don't get disoriented like that from, a slap on the head, okay? But then you also managed to give literally the worst script of all time, the lowest budget of all time. I don't get it. I'm trying to understand this. I'm really trying to... Who's making these decisions, dude?
If you vape, you could be inhaling toxic metals into your lungs. To show how scary that is, we made metal monsters. But nothing is as scary as the facts. Vaping can deliver toxic metals like nickel and lead into your lungs.
Give this script, the crappiest script of all time. Mm-hmm. Let's regress the characters, and then let's give them the lowest budget. Of the most important story in Star Wars, the most important characters in Star Wars, but let's just literally give them the bare minimum. But
for me, I feel like we just get like cool new characters and stuff, like not like the ones from the sequels, like the J.J. Abrams sequels and stuff, like characters we've never seen before and stuff. If they can just bring them from like books and comics and stuff, like we don't have. Like, I know the same characters. It's kind of cool they bring back the same characters and everything and stuff, but like, I just want to see some new characters that might be interesting and stuff.
Focus all of our attention in Andor, which, yes, Andor is a great show for everyone who...
This guy's just called Andor. Apparently, he just doesn't like the show Andor, okay?
Attended film school and wants to eat their cheese with a French hat so they can twiddle their mustache at the same time and talk about the Renaissance era and how great things were back then while they sip on their wine from 1922. Okay, don't get me wrong. I liked Andor. I liked it. It was a good show. It was fine. It was cozy. It was also extremely boring and made me fall asleep a million times while I was watching it. But it was still a good show. Whatever. I enjoyed it.
I feel like he just doesn't even like it at all. Like, come on. Like I'm just saying he just doesn't like it at all.
Sleepy time, okay? Like, you want to put to sleep? You watch Andor. You want Star Wars? You watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. You watch Revenge of the Sith. You don't watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. You watch Revenge of the Sith. You're watching... So I'm going Italian.
If you want to watch the Alien films, just watch the first 2 Alien movies and then watch Alien 3 by assembly cut. But watch all director's cuts of the Alien films.
Now that 6% Italian is coming out and I'm starting to get a little bit angry here. You want to watch Star Wars, you watch the first 6 movies and you watch the Clone Wars. That's Star Wars. You want to create a Star Wars project, you create the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. But not the way it was written by Joby Harold and directed by Deborah Chow.
Who's Deborah Chow? Deborah Chow. Let me check it out. Deborah Chow. Deborah Chow. Deborah Chow. Oh, Canadian filmmaker and television. Oh, she did the remake of Flowers in the Attic. I remember seeing the original Flowers in the Attic. Then she did episodes of like Mandalorian and stuff. The Living Host.
You get someone competent who knows the characters and respects the characters. You get Jon Favreau and Dave. Why didn't Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni do the Kenobi show? Why didn't they do all shows? I mean, okay, Andor was fine. It was, keep.
Yeah, I feel like he's still hating on Andor. I think Jon Favreau did a good job on it, the Mandalorian and everything. Like, but I don't like. I kind of like Jon Favreau in like Marvel, not like making Marvel films, but like being an actor into like Marvel films and stuff. Like, come on. That's the thing I like about Jon Favreau. Dave Filoni, I did love like the Clone Wars series he's done. The Clone Wars series was just amazing, like, and stuff. And I really love Bad Batch. Bad Batch was cool. They stick with the same animation and everything. It was just so good. And that's the thing I like about that.
The guy there, but even he said, he's like, half the time I forgot I was doing a Star Wars show. This is just, I am so tired. I'm so tired of trying to be so nice to people. Man, I don't care if you don't like what I have to say. Don't watch my videos. I'm not here for them. I'm here for me. I'm here for Star Wars, George Lucas, and to protect the legacy because...
You didn't even do anything for like Star Wars, man. Like, you're just a guy who talks about it. You didn't even work like on scripts or nothing. Come on.
Quite frankly, dude, I'm the only one that keeps doing it. And they make clips of me on TikTok or whatever, they can keep doing it, but I'm literally the only one who keeps driving the point home that Star Wars is what George created. It's not this shit.
Yeah, he created and sold it and stuff. Like, come on, he sold it. I forgot why he sold Star Wars. Okay, found it. What were the reasons at the time when George Lucas sold his company Lucasfilm to Disney? He was 60 years old. He has been thinking about retirement for some time, and he wanted to pass the company to a company that he would continue the Star Wars legacy. Wow. Makes sense.
That's been created now and given a crap budget so that She-Hulk can shine through as she twerks with Meg the Stallion.
Horrible CGI. Horrible.
I just don't get it, man. How can this $4 billion company be handled by these buffoons who don't even understand the characters, but also assign these nitwits to write for these legendary characters, and at the same time give them pennies?
Okay, like, come on. I have nothing to say.
But then they want to give She-Hulk the most money because it's what, CGI?
Dude, like, every like movie has like CGI. Like, well, back then the CGI like in the 90s were just okay but pretty bad at the time. But CGI now these days is pretty good. It's pretty good now how they did it for like the Planet of the Apes films and stuff. Back in the old original Planet of the Apes were just makeup by John Chamber, and that was just amazing. And then now for like those Rise and Dawn Planet of the Apes movies, those apes look realistic.
You guys remember the ending of She-Hulk? What the hell did they do to Hulk's son? You guys remember? And
how did Hulk even get a son? How did he even get a son anyway?
why does Andor have a $250 million budget? I mean, I feel like we should have paid $20-30 million at least to Hayden, $20-30 million to Ewan, $60 million right there. Oh shit, you have the whole budget for the show. But they give $250 million to Andor, $250 million to, or $225 million to She-Hulk. You're looking at $500 million, you're looking at $500 million for two shows, which honestly aren't even the most important things in either of their franchises. What the hell are these people thinking? And you're wondering why South Park is making these kinds of comments towards Kathleen Kennedy. It's because people there...
I gotta get back watching South Park and stuff. I only watched a couple episodes.
Clearly aren't using their brains. And it seems like I'm taking crazy pills. I'm starting to feel like I'm Mugatu. It's like, does nobody see this? And we're all just standing around like, hey, it's okay. We got Andor. Andor's the best Star Wars we've ever... It's not. It's Blade Runner.
I'm pretty sure he's never seen Blade Runner. Blade Runner was directed by Ridley Scott. Like, he freaking directed Alien. He directed Thelma and Louise. Like, Ridley Scott was inspired by George Lucas from Star Wars, and he started directing the movie Alien from 1979. And coolest thing, no one has never... If you guys have been into sci-fi fans and stuff, you guys need to check out Alien. It's horror. It's sci-fi. You got cool characters. The visual effects in those movies were amazing. And then Blade Runner came out in 1982, and I feel like George Lucas got the idea for Coruscant, and the creators of Star Wars who done the prequels for Planet Coruscant was from Blade Runner, Los Angeles City. There were cuts of the movie. There were 5 cuts of Blade Runner, and they were re-edited many times by Ridley Scott and by the Warner Brothers company at the time. And sometimes Ridley Scott will release those cuts, presented to the people who actually want to, which they prefer watching and stuff. And I'm proud of that. Blade Runner came out in 1982. It was Star Wars. Star Wars inspires direct some cool other sci-fi movies. Planet of the Apes came out in 1968 before Star Wars was made. It was Planet of the Apes, Star Trek, and then it was 2001 Space Odyssey. Those were sci-fi movies. Then after Star Wars became so popular in the 70s, we got Alien. Then we directed Empire. Then we got Blade Runner, Return of the Jedi. We got The Terminator, directed by James Cameron, who started directing Aliens, Terminator 2, The Abyss, all these cool classic sci-fi movies. And you know why these are from? Star Wars, after Star Wars became popular. Come on.
Star Wars theme. It's not bad. I love Blade Runner. Go to my Theory Talks channel. I'm always playing Blade Runner music. But that doesn't...
I'm pretty sure he's never talked about the movie on his channel, like any movie, even the cuts, Ridley Scott, other sci-fi movies and stuff. If you check out Ridley Scott's movies, you understand what I'm talking about. And even if you watch Star Wars Episode 1, there's the car scene that's called The Spinners that was in Blade Runner in Episode 1 in Coruscant. But you can catch it a lot.
Doesn't mean it's a good show for Star Wars. The Last Jedi was the most asinine representation of a continuation of Luke Skywalker's story that I've ever seen in my life. Yet it was a good movie. It just wasn't.
Now, Andor, it wasn't even that... I would say it wasn't that bad, but it was just, good. It's kind of cool. He introduced, some cool new characters in the story. Even though it doesn't have, lightsaber fights. Where's the lightsaber fights? Where's all this? Where's all that lightsaber? It's still okay to watch. At least we got, that Stormtrooper, the space chase battles and everything and stuff. The Empire running around. It's just still good.
Wasn't a good Star Wars movie. What the heck? I don't...
I mean, it wasn't that... why did I even go see The Last Jedi anyway? Because I just didn't get much of the story that well, from beginning to end. Last Jedi, come on, it's like watching Neil Blunk and M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender movie. We only did book 1 and everything. It was just so bad.
You know the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? I feel like Disney has one, how to lose a franchise in 10 years.
Dude, Matthew McConaughey, it was basically just the girl who trying to make this life miserable and stuff for that movie with How to Guy. I haven't seen that. I don't remember much for that movie, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, but I have to check it out.
And now they're pouring all this money and focusing on the Rey movie? Are you guys not learning your lesson? Seriously, are you not learning your lesson? I just don't get it, man. I don't get it how they can be so out of touch. Make better Star Wars, dude. Make Mando season 1 and 2. Make that continuously. I don't know what the hell happened with the Book of Boba Fett. But obviously someone's meddling with something out there. Okay, because it did the consistent.
I know they didn't do. It was. I didn't really much. I don't even like much of Book of Boba Fett. At least they tried. And everything. I'm like.
Wise, it just doesn't make sense. Mando season 1 and 2 were literally perfection. Mando Season 3 was the most disjointed thing I've ever seen.
The only thing I liked him in Mandalorian Season 2, that's something cool that Jon Favreau did awesome in that, wasn't just this episode I watched. Well, we all know it's kind of cool how they brought Ahsoka to life in the story, played by Rosario Dawson, but I liked the coolest character was Lang, played by Michael Biehn, because we don't even seen this guy in years. He's been into a bunch of 80s and 90s action movies before. We saw him in The Terminator, playing as Kyle Reese, Aliens, Corporal Dwayne Hicks. He was in The Abyss. He was in Tombstone. He even did the reference scene in that show with Pedro Pascal, and that was just cool. And I think that was actually Dave Filoni too. Even like Dave Filoni brought in Mark Rolson, who played Drake in Aliens. He playing the captain in the opening scene. That was cool. If they bring some like cool cast from like other cool sci-fi movies or anything you don't see that much, that would be awesome. I like to see that. I want to see Lance Henriksen in the Star Wars universe. I want to see Jeanette Goldstein. I want to see those characters in those. I want to see those guys.
Boba Fett was just shit, to be honest. Like, the first 2 episodes were amazing. Then after that, it was like, what happened? Well, the Booby Fett.
What?
Well, like, what's going on here? I don't know. I feel like it's satire at this point. You know, it's like we just constantly keep trying to see what else they're gonna mess up at this point, and it's like, I don't want to do that. I just want to enjoy Star Wars. You guys remember how hyped Star Wars fans were when Mando 1 came out? Oh my gosh. It was like Star Wars was back. It was like after The Last Jedi, and we thought, you know, like, oh my god.
This is like happening with like the MCU. Like, and we're on to phase 4 now. Every time we get like a terrible Marvel movie, like Eternals, we got Ant-Man, Quantumania, both bad movies and everything. And we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And those Guardians of the Galaxy movies by James Gunn were just amazing. Like, I actually love the third movie, in my opinion, as one of my favorites in those trilogy, in those Guardians of the Galaxy films. Like, the third one's the best, in my opinion.
God, okay, finally. We got something to grasp onto now. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's just, and you know, they don't even want to give Kenobi a second season. It's like, well, yeah.
Well, if it goes bad, the only way they just have these decisions, they have to keep making more. If they want to keep coming, they have to keep making more like movies and series and stuff to get better at it and stuff. Like, for like the Marvel MCU movies, they're gonna also, people are so hyped with Deadpool and Wolverine and stuff. I'm hyped too and stuff. Like, we see Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine for like one last time and stuff. That's just cool. It's cool. And then we're also and it's been confirmed that we got some other cool mutants and other Marvel characters that were in the other Marvel movies back in the early 2000s and stuff, like Fantastic Four. We got Elektra and all those other characters and something, like, just for example. It's just a theory.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, dude. Like, where are you going to go from there? I mean, the whole show just focused on. You guys have heard me talk about it. I'm so frustrated. I'm so Disney. Like, I don't know, you guys. Do what you want to do, man. At this point, you know, you can't. It's in the hands of the fans, and the fans are going to continue to make fan films. You guys are going to continue to get roasted by South Park and even bigger media that will come in the future, and you deserve it. You really do, because you aren't learning from anything, and you're continuously ruling with your ego, and you guys just have no idea what Star Wars is about at the end of the day. There are many people at Lucasfilm who have a real good, clear understanding. And yes, I do think I have a very good understanding of what Star Wars is. First 6 films, I think I know it better than pretty much anybody.
Oh, do you though? Come on. Come on, dude. Like, you know, like all 6 movies, and then there's like a lot in everything, okay? I know, like, I'm pretty sure you don't even know what other cool, like, what other cool sci-fi movies inspire Star Wars, and what Star Wars inspire their other movies and stuff. You don't even know about Blade Runner and everything. You don't even know the cuts of the movie and everything. You haven't either, like, seen, like, Alien or Predator, the Terminator, those movies. I feel like George Lucas got the idea for, like, the battle droids and everything and stuff was from James Cameron's Terminator.
Clone Wars. I mean, you want to talk about mythology, you want to talk about Star Wars, you want to talk about character arcs, you want to talk about themes, you want to talk about the characters themselves, what they were going through, why they did what they did. You want to talk about force abilities, lightsaber techniques and fighting styles and backstories and this and that. I mean, I know the movies and the books inside and out. I'm not the only one. There are millions of others at Lucasfilm that know so much about Star Wars. Sam Witwer and Dave Filoni. I mean, these are two guys that, like, you can't be luckier finding talent like this and having them be loyal to the brand and having them work for the brand. I mean, honestly, at this point, you would be a fool to not be hiring the two of them to work together to create everything going forwards. Tired of this. Green light.
I know, I get it now. Like, I get it.
Light 1313. Green light The Force Unleashed 3. No one cares about your junk canon. Just create good stories that we love. Create the characters that we love.
Just create some new characters. I would just suggest it. Well, it doesn't have to be like the J.J. Abrams was like, with like Rey and everything. But still stick with the like timeline with the movies and everything. I kind of like new characters in this, and I kind of do like the new characters. And I loved Andy Serkis being in the Andor series, but like Snoke, I didn't really like the sequels that much. I wouldn't say I didn't like it, just wasn't a big fan of them. Yeah.
Love. Embellish the characters that we love. Continue their stories. Create Star Wars. Make it great. Make it what it was. Give it a proper, fair chance for the characters that matter. Give Timmy
Zahn a award for those books, man. Like, those books are just amazing. The Thrawn trilogy books, Timothy Zahn has done and everything is just amazing.
The money they deserve. So weird, so bizarre to me. They'll never learn, and we'll continue to be pushed towards the prequels and originals. That's all it is. That's all that'll happen. That's literally.
I wish we could get more alien movies or
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, let me know what you guys think about this. Love you all. Have a great day. May the Force be with every single one of you.
Okay, everything I saw in this video, okay. I know I get what he's saying sometimes, but like with Disney and everything and stuff, I know Disney's been sued was gonna get sued many times by like actors and writers and everything. Like, you all remember Scarlett Johansson was gonna sue Disney after not having her, why they're having her original origins movie of Black Widow not being in like in the Phase 4 story and how it did badly. Even the writers of Predators were gonna sue Disney for like making these for owning those movies, because they're gonna make them like PG-13 and how they're gonna have bad stories. And even the Gina something, I forgot her name, she was in Deadpool and Mandalorian in this show. She was gonna sue them too. Like I get it and everything. And then with like, for me, even though we don't get the Star Wars we get from like just like from books and comics, they're okay they're fun to read and everything. But I kind of like how we just introduce, as long as they give us like cool new characters, but they still mention like the Empire story, other characters and stuff. They did show Mon Mothma in the Ahsoka series, Rogue One, and Andor. She was a cool character in that. And even I've watched Dave Filoni, and even Dave Filoni's work on Star Wars looks pretty amazing. I still love the Clone Wars series growing up. When I was like, I watched every season of it and everything, and it was still good in my opinion. And then there was probably like Mandalorian. I loved to tell you the truth, I actually loved season 2. Like, season 2 was actually like my favorite season to that. And then love the original like trilogy and everything. Even though Empire didn't come, a lot of people wouldn't like Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi back then at the time. Wasn't even like, I wouldn't say popular or something like that. Like, you get what I mean. So let me know your thoughts on this, please. Please leave a comment down below about like his thoughts on this like Disney reaction. What are your thoughts on Disney with Star Wars? What do you think of Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and everything about Star Wars with now and this year? I want to know in the comment section. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, follow me on all my social medias, and this is Mando signing off.